Islam is the second largest and fastest growing religion in Europe. While exact numbers are hard to come by, according to a 2017 report by the Pew Research Center, which used data from the previous year and excluded asylum seekers not expected to gain legal status, Muslims make up roughly 4.9% of Europe's population. Just a quick note, but this report defines Europe as the 28 countries that make up the European Union, plus Norway and Switzerland. That being said, if we were to be a bit more liberal with the continent's boundaries, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Kosovo, Albania, and Bosnia-Herzegovina all have Muslim majorities. None of these countries officially is an Islamic state though, meaning they do not have a form of government based on Islamic law or Sharia. That, however, may soon change, sort of. If all goes according to plan, Albania will be establishing a new microstate for an Islamic Sufi order in its capital, Tirana, tentatively called the Sovereign State of the Bektashi Order. On September 22, 2024, while speaking before the United Nations General Assembly, Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama officially announced plans to create a new Islamic state in a low-rent residential district of eastern Tirana. This microstate will be fully sovereign and control a 27-acre patch of land just under a quarter of the size of Vatican City, currently the world's smallest country. Citizenship will be limited to members of the Bektashi Order's clergy and individuals dealing with state administration. Its government will be headed by the order's leader, Edmund Brahimaj, a 65-year-old former Albanian army officer known to his followers as Baba Mandi. And while many details still need to be worked out, the microstate's passport color has already been decided: green, a sacred color in Islam indicative of landscapes in heaven or Jannah. But who exactly are the Bektashi? Well, they're an Islamic Sufi religious order, or tariqa, founded in the Ottoman Empire during the 13th century, known for combining what some describe as a loose interpretation of the Quran with mysticism and elements of Turkey's pre-Islamic faiths. To better illustrate this point, Baba Mandi has said the sovereign state of the Bektashi order will allow alcohol, let women wear what they want, and impose no lifestyle rules because God does not forbid anything. That is why he gave us minds. Often viewed as heretical by conservative Sunnis and Shiites, the order has faced persecution from its very founding. Named after Haji Bektash Veli, an Islamic scholar, mystic, and saint, or wali, literally meaning friend of God from Central Asia, who lived and taught in Anatolia, the Bektashi were originally one of the many Sufi orders within Sunni Islam. However, they did eventually adopt some tenets of Twelver Shi'ism, including veneration of Ali, the son-in-law of Muhammad, and the 12 Imams. Bektashism gained political importance in the 15th century when it became the official order of the Janissaries, an elite corps in the standing army of the Ottoman Empire. It should be noted the Janissary were forcibly recruited under a system of child levy or blood tax known as devshirme, and were slave soldiers often composed of indigenous European Christians from the Balkans, Greece, and other parts of southeastern Europe. Because of this, the Bektashi largely came to be associated with European Muslim converts, and following the so-called Auspicious Incident when Sultan Mahmud II violently disbanded the Janissaries in 1826, the order was itself banned. Bektashism, however, staged a modest comeback during the Tanzimat, a reform period that began with the Gulhane Edict in 1839. But following the Ottoman Empire's dissolution and subsequent founding of the Turkish Republic, the order was once again banned when Mustafa Kemal Ataturk ordered the closing of all Sufi lodges or tekkes in 1925. It's probably also worth pointing out here that Bektashism and a related Islamic mystical tradition known as Alavism still are currently not recognized as religious minorities under the Constitution of Turkey and the Directorate of Religious Affairs. Just for reference, about 12.5 million Bektashis and an estimated 20 to 25 million Alavis live in Turkey today. I only decided to mention Alavism here because the two are often grouped together under the umbrella term Alavi Bektashi in Turkey. Anyway, during the 1920s, Bektashi leadership moved their headquarters from Turkey to Albania, and there were an estimated 52 lodges in the country by 1933. In 1941, during the Italian occupation of Albania, the order constructed the world headquarters of the Bektashi, which today boasts a domed meeting and prayer hall, museum, clinic, archives, and other administrative buildings. Following World War II, Albania became a communist state under Enver Hoxha, who, in 1967, launched the Cultural and Ideological Revolution. Inspired by the Cultural Revolution then ongoing in the People's Republic of China, Hoxha declared Albania to be the first atheist state in the world and worked aggressively to suppress Christians and Muslims alike, including the Bektashi. The order's headquarters was closed indefinitely, as were most lodges, and the Albanian government confiscated some of its land to build warehouses. After the collapse of communism in 1991, the Bektashi lost yet more land when private developers built homes on the edge of their headquarters without permission. In all, the original world headquarters of the Bektashi covered some 90 acres compared to the 27 acres it controls today. Exactly how many followers of the order there are nowadays is a bit hard to say, but according to a 2023 census, Bektashi make up about 9% of Albania's Muslim population and 5% of the total population. There are also sizable Bektashi communities in Kosovo and North Macedonia. Baba Mandi, however, claims that around half of Albania's population is Bektashi. While this almost certainly is an overestimation, there is no denying the order's cross-denominational popularity in the country, and because of this, some even claim Bektashism as Albania's national religion. So perhaps it isn't surprising that Prime Minister Rama, a non-practicing Roman Catholic, is backing the cause of the new, avowedly moderate Islamic microstate. Any legislation defining the new microstate's sovereign status inside Albania will nonetheless have to be approved by Parliament, which currently is controlled by Rama's governing Socialist Party. Still, questions remain. Article 1 of the Albanian Constitution states that the Republic of Albania is a unitary and indivisible state. To change this would require an amendment of the Constitution, which would in turn need to be approved by a majority of 94 votes, or 2/3 of all lawmakers in Parliament. There, of course, are also opponents of the microstate, with the Muslim Community of Albania, an independent religious organization, claiming the initiative represents a dangerous precedent for the future of the country. Indeed, many fear the creation of the sovereign state of the Bektashi Order will disrupt historical arrangements over the relationship between religion and state in Albania. However, Rama has countered these claims, arguing the microstate would instead be a model of coexistence. Proponents of the plan have also expressed hope that the United States and other countries would recognize the microstate's sovereignty if Parliament endorses the Prime Minister's plan. In fact, Baba Mandi has suggested countries that hold leadership roles in the Islamic world, such as Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Qatar, have an opportunity to reinforce their commitment to promoting moderate and peaceful interpretations of Islam by supporting the sovereign state of the Bektashi Order. Additionally, he suggested that states facing internal religious tensions or extremism, such as China, which is dealing with an on-again, off-again Islamist insurgency in Xinjiang, might see value in aligning with the sovereign state of the Bektashi Order, as it offers a pathway to addressing these challenges without encouraging division or radicalization. One country that is highly unlikely to recognize the sovereign state of the Bektashi Order is Iran, which has many mostly underground followers of Sufi Islam, including some Bektashis, but views itself as the guardian of Shia Islam against heterodox interpretations of the faith. I feel it's also probably worth mentioning that Albania and Iran don't really have good relations right now, since Tirana cut off ties with Tehran back in 2022 after linking it to a cyber attack on government and banking networks in country. So anyway, what do you think? Establishing a Vatican-style microstate for the Bektashi Order would certainly be interesting, to say the least, but would it be a positive step for interfaith relations in Albania, promoting moderation, tolerance, and peaceful coexistence, or would it lead to a breakdown in religious harmony? Either way, I'm going to give the sovereign state of the Bektashi Order a 4 on the Ghost Countries Index, because I can actually see Rama's plan going forward, and that might cause some political/religious issues in Albania and maybe even the broader Islamic world. That being said, I'd love to hear your opinions, so please let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Also, a huge thank you once again to all of our supporters over on Patreon. We're actually planning for some Patreon exclusive content in the not so distant future, so if you'd like to help support the channel and get access to stuff like that, there's a link down in the description as well. We've got multiple tiers starting at just $1 a month, and there's also a new feature where you can make a one-time purchase that allows you to access otherwise exclusive content. So you could always become a free member and just access the content you want whenever it comes out. Oh, and just a quick heads up, but all paid members will now have their names listed in our in-video credits.